Alright, since this is an American car, we have to switch gears. We are no longer using, well, I'll just say what we used for the other, like the Hyundai and the Kia. We used 10, 12, 14, 17. Okay, we're switching gears now. Now we're using 8, 10, 13, 15, and 18. So 8, 10, 13, 15, and 18. That's what we're doing. First thing, this is over here. It goes into this little slot right here. There's a little slot right there. Just get a screwdriver, pop it out. There is a 8mm. That screw right there. It goes right here. Okay, and then you got these two. This goes here. This goes here. You can use whatever you got. I just use these. Pop it, pull it, pop it, pull it. Grab this right here. Turn it. Grab this right here. Turn it. Take these. Move these out of the way. I just move them over here out of my way. Out of my way. This, you gotta push forward right here on this little lever. Push forward on that black piece and then push up. This. I'll just get it out of my way. Let me see. Alright, I pulled that out. Now, what you could do is this thing right here. Pull it up out of these brackets, this one, and then pull it up. Make sure the top's on properly. What I'll do is I'll go get a bungee cord, hold that out of the way. Oh, I forgot. This right here had this, which is, let me see. Sorry if you can't see. 10mm. That 10mm. And that was right here. Okay, so I loosened the 10mm. I went like this with some pliers. I pulled it out. So you got 1, 2, 3. You got that one right there, and you got those two right here that connect to this unit. There's nothing in here. Okay. Now, let's go below real quick. Let's see. Sorry. Alright, one thing I noticed when I was down here. Well, first of all, let me get it. Hold on. Sorry. I think that's 10mm right there. 10mm right there for that cover. Okay, so that's where they are. That's where the cover goes. Alright, get this, put it out of my way, try not to lose the nuts and bolts. Okay, then let me see. Like I said, on the Hyundais and the Kia, the crank bolt was on the Kias, Hyundais, it was 22mm. Hondas, it's 17 and 19mm. On this engine, it is 18mm. Once again, this engine is 18mm. Okay? And when I'm down here, I notice one thing. Those oil leaks everywhere. Even though I clean the top end, it looks like it's probably leaking from the crankshaft seal and the valve cover gasket. I'm gonna have to let the owner know, and at that point you just do it. You just change, because you're getting this far already. Looks like the oil pan gasket's easy to get to. Just do it. Just do the oil pan gasket and the crankshaft seal at this point, because we're gonna pull that pulley off anyways. So this is where we are right now, and so you're gonna be like, all right, see, you see the oil like everywhere. It's just like ridiculous. It's like not even funny. Yeah, it's not funny. Not cool. Like I said, at this point, valve cover gasket, no doubt in my mind. Just do it. Do valve cover gasket. I'll probably do the valve cover gasket. Seal. Just do it. Do the seal. You can see right here, fresh oil coming out, and it looks like it's coming right from that. You see it? See how it like leaves a nice fresh mark? I'm just doing it. But in order to get the crank pulley off, if you notice right there, we got a bolt, and you want to get a wrench, put it on there, and turn you want to turn clockwise, and it's going to release tension on the serpentine belt. I actually like belts like this. If you look at the Asian vehicles, they have like 3 different bolts, or I mean belts, my bad, 3 different belts. I got my handy dandy long ass, let me see, 14. I got my big long 15 millimeter, and let me see, sorry, alright, I got my big long wrench, and it's easy. I push down. See, with this long wrench you get this leverage. Push down clockwise. I'm sorry, I got my personal information on this wrench. I got my, I wrote my numbers on it. This fucking one wrench is probably like $60 or something. But I love it. So, boom. That belt is just off. Ugh. You get my drift. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull that belt off, if I didn't already break it. Fucking belt looks like a piece of shit anyways. All I'm gonna do is come back in there, right there, with the 15 millimeter. Where is it? Right there, 15 millimeter, and I can loosen it from right here or down there. I got this big I love these wrenches. You could get these from Gear Wrench. This is not a Gear Wrench, but you could get the really long ones like this from Gear Wrench. This is Snap-on, but you could get it cheaper from Gear Wrench, and they work just the same. Let me pull that belt off, and we'll get to that belt. Oh, you know what? I skipped a step here. I'm sorry. Skipped a step. I'm sorry. Truly, I am sorry. This came out. Oh, and before we want to take any of this stuff out, so I got the, let me see, like that. That fits in there like that. And, let me see. We got, here's my nuts. right there. So this one is gonna go into that hole. Just pulled the stud out. That's fine. It could just come out like that. It's fine. And then 1, 2, and 3 went right there, and right there. And those, so it says it's metric, that means they're metric, are, see, they fit right here on the 15 millimeter. So this one is 15 millimeter, this one is 15 millimeter, this one is 15 millimeter, this one is, maybe it's 15 millimeter also. Negative. That is, let me see, 18 millimeter. This one right here is 18 millimeter, and this is for the crank bolt, and this is also 18 millimeter. And then this one right here is 18 millimeter. So even though they're metric, American and Asian cars, they're both metric, but Asian cars will use 17 millimeters and American cars will use 18 millimeters. And where the hell does that bolt go? This one go? Oh, my bad. It goes right here. That goes right there. So basically it's the same as the same nut as that one. It's just the stud didn't come out on that one. That's fine. And so oh yeah, we have it supported from the bottom with my handy dandy jack. I love that thing. Like I said, I've used this thing on probably 100 timing belts and it's never failed me yet. So I lube that once in a while, spray it with some WD-40 or grease, and just put a little tension on it. And then, so I got that one 15 millimeter, that one 15 millimeter, that one down there 15 millimeter, 18 millimeter, 18 millimeter, and then the crank bolt came out easily with the Craftsman 1/2 inch. And this thing only has about 200 and something foot-pounds, and it took that bolt out. And no, I have not done the timing belt on this particular vehicle, even though I've done it on a vehicle exactly like it numerous times. Alright, so let's just put that down out of the way. And I'm gonna have to use my two hands. I'm gonna have to get that 15 millimeter. Like I said, the wrenches come in handy. They're really long wrenches. 15 millimeter, turn it that way, clockwise. The whole belt will come off. And then once I take the belt off, I will take these, let me see what size they are. These bolts off, which are 10 millimeter. We got 10 millimeter. Should have some more down there. 10 millimeter. And then timing cover right here will come off. And then I probably have to remove that one, which should be, let me see, 15. No, not 15. 14. Probably 13. Okay. I'll probably have to remove that one, which looks like 13. And those right there look like 10 millimeter for the water pump. I'll lift the engine a little bit, pull those off. 15 millimeter for the tensioner pulley. 15 millimeter for the tensioner pulley down there. And then 13 millimeter for this one. And then 10 millimeter for the water pump pulleys. 10 millimeter for these covers. And then I could pull the crank pulley off by hand. I should be able to pull it off by hand. And then let me do that, and then I'll continue. Alright, bear with me. This is a little complicated. Okay, I'm just checking the way that the belt goes when I put it back. Sorry. So it goes up, down, up, and that goes up right there, and then it goes down. I'm trying to see the way the belt goes. This shit's a little complicated. Oh. And then goes up right here. Comes up over here. Up. Alright, I think we got it. Sorry, I'll put this in the video, but honestly, I have to do this for myself so I can watch my own video. See the way that the belt goes down. You sit here for half an hour trying to put this belt back because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pulleys. You put it on crooked or backwards. So here we go. I'll do it nice and slow. That goes straight down right there. From here it goes straight down. Straight down. And then it goes from straight down, it goes right across to the crank pulley down there. From the AC compressor right to the crank pulley. I think we got it. Sorry. This shit, something like this, if you don't document it, it'll be a pain in your ass. Alright. Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. What'd I say about shit dirty? That shit was so clogged up you couldn't even tell it was a bolt. And it's not a regular bolt. It is a Torx. See the fuck? This is what I'm talking about. You can't even fucking see what size it is. I don't even. It's T50, I believe. I don't know. It's so fucking dirty. I have no clue, dude. What size this is? Hold on. T50. It's a T50. This goes right here. And this is the exact shit I'm talking about. And I don't remember this being on here. On the other vehicle I did. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. This is aluminum. This broke off. This is not actually something that's all that important. And I know you guys are out there saying, oh, this and that. But you know what I'll do? I'll take this to the welders next door from where I work, and I'll tell them to weld it, or I'll just get another one. No problem. T50, last one. You got that one right there. You got that one right there. You got that one right there, and you got that T50. I barely pried on it up here. Snap, crackle, and pop. In all reality, I could put it back without that if I wanted to. I'll go see how much they charge me to weld it back on. Aluminum's hard to weld, buddy. That's the shit I'm talking about. When it's dirty, you can't even see. It was just filled with grime. It was just black. Can't even tell. Anyways, that bolt was. Sorry. Ah, shit. That bolt was Let me show you where it was. That bolt was right there. That's where it was, right there. And then the water pump, I thought the water pump was coming out. I think I gotta get these to get the water pump out. That's the shit I'm talking about when it's dirty. You can't even see the bolt. It had the bolt hole so clogged, I couldn't even see it. So, this is another good reason not to have your vehicle looking like this fucking shit. Looks fucking disgusting. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. Like, this is a prime example of why you gotta clean this shit. Look at that timing belt, dude. Look at it. It's cracked everywhere. It's about to crack. It's cracked. Ridiculously. Look at that. Every portion of this thing is just cracking. Look at it. It's done, dude. Every part of this thing is just cracking to pieces. That's why I don't feel so bad for that shit. Because that's not even that important. It doesn't even... It's not even going to make a difference. I'll take it somewhere, have it welded. Doesn't matter. This right there. The water pump. I got them 4 bolts. That's the top of the water pump. I can't remember. It's been years. Apparently it's not coming out though. No, I gotta get them bolts out. You don't want to force anything, see? Anyways, it's time to put my stuff away. I'm gonna find the bolts that are connected to this. Actually, I'm gonna take this timing belt off. Get it out of my way. Right there. 13mm. Get 5mm hex. Right there. Take tension off. First, I gotta take the valve cover off, though. You gotta love Ford, right? You gotta love Ford. Thanks, Ford, for putting a T50 where it can get clogged up and you can't see it, and putting it at the very end of the freaking fulcrum point where it'll break. Thanks, Ford. Love ya. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid ass idea. And I know you guys are saying, yeah, it's a great fucking idea. It's not. It's not a good idea to put a fucking... Everything else is fucking metric 15, 13, 18, and you put one T50 right there at the very bottom point where you know somebody's gonna fucking confuse it and point. Anyways, whatever, dude. That's what we're looking at. Fucking disgusting, isn't it? So, I'll start this off tomorrow. I'll loosen that off. Actually, I'll take the valve cover off. I gotta take the coil or the spark plug wires off. Valve cover off, 10mm looks like, and pull that off, and then put the timing mark, and then mark it from the bottom. And I'll make my own timing marks. I'll scribe in the back here. I'll scribe in the back here. Actually, does it? No, it doesn't have them. Thanks again, Ford, for putting no timing marks on the fucking thing. You guys wonder why I talk shit about Ford, dude. You wonder why. No timing marks. Thank you. Whatever, dude. Alright. Thanks for watching. Keep posting. Look at this belt, how long it is. It's long as hell, dude. That belt is big. That's a big belt. That's a big belt. Personally, I think that's a stupid idea. Just think about it. The Kia I did the timing belt on previously. One belt fails, you lose your AC. But you still got your water pump. You still have your power steering. You still have your alternator. This one belt goes. One belt. You lose everything. You lose alternator. You lose power steering. You lose, is it water pump? You lose AC. I used to think that a big long belt like this that covers everything is smart because you only have to change one belt. I think it's stupid for the simple fact that if this one belt breaks, you lose everything. You lose power steering, you lose your alternator, you lose your water pump, you lose your AC compressor, you lose everything when this one belt goes. So it's in other words, it's putting all your eggs in one basket is what this is. This is putting all your eggs in one basket. And I think the Japanese and the Koreans have it correct, and probably the Europeans with having multiple belts. You have one belt that it fails, your alternator it fails, then your alternator fails, maybe you could get home. If your power steering belt fails, you can drive around without power steering. If your AC compressor belt fails, you can drive around without AC. But in this case, if this belt fails, you're not getting home. You know, so a little bit of info for you guys. I used to like this, but this is another thing. Watch. Okay, get that belt. Forget that we filmed looking at the different pulleys and everything. Look at this belt, and then look down in there. What? You'd be like, oh shit, I have no idea how to run this belt. But we do, because we have Roman Automotive, and we do know how to run this belt. Let me pull off this timing cover, and let me pull off that pulley, and let me pull off that crank pulley. Let me do that, and then we'll take a look at the water pump, 10 millimeter, I believe. I might do that too, just while we're at it, and I might just have this for conclusion of part 2. I believe that's 13 millimeter. I believe those are 10 millimeter for the water pump, and it was 18 millimeter for the pulley, for the crank pulley down there. I'll just pull that off by hand. All right. That long one right there is for up there. Those two shorter ones are for right there and right there. And this one is just for one of the pulleys. Don't worry about that, right? That's for before. Get the water pump off. Looks like 8 millimeter. Let me do that. Pull that off. And then this right here looks like 10 millimeter. Take it off. But before I do that, I gotta take the valve cover off. And let me see. Yeah, this does not have timing marks on it. Yeah, just like I thought. No timing marks. That's why I gotta take the valve cover off. And that's a 5 millimeter if I remember correctly. So loosen that, push that way. That'll pull that way, and this belt comes right off. But we're gonna be doing the timing belt too. I mean the water pump too. So let me pull those loose and see what we got, and pull that off. 8 millimeter looks like. I'll let you know how many. Let me see. There was only 3. 1, 2, 3. 10 millimeter bolts for the water pump pulley. Those 3 right there. And let me see. 1, 2, 3 for the. Where am I? 1, 2, 3 for the upper cover. And the cover came off. And I had to pull that off right there because that was in my way from the cover, so I had to take that off. I just used the pliers to pull them out. You could use the external Torx, that's what it is. Or you can go to Craftsman, Sears, and get the universal sockets, and that'll pull those off also. Metric though, remember that. Let me pull the water pump off and see what we're looking at.